Although we often hear it is the most wonderful time of the year, 52% of Canadians find the holiday season to be difficult, reporting feelings of anxiety, depression, and isolation.
So for more on this and ways to cope with the added stress, mental health advocate Sophie Grégoire Trudeau joins us once again. Hi, Sophie. Nice to see you.
Good morning. So good to see you, girls. And by the way, you were saying earlier on, cancer doesn't take a break during the holidays. Well, mental issues don't either. They go around year round. So it's really important that we talk about this.
Yes, well, we're so glad that you're here. I mean, Sophie, first off, tell us about what holiday gatherings looked like for you when you were growing up.
Well, when I was growing up, I was an only child, and I longed for siblings. Brothers and sisters is all I wanted. And now that I have 3 kids, I'm like, okay, I see that it can wreak havoc a little bit. But no, you know what? I experienced some type of loneliness as an only child because I think, gatherings and family gatherings are a source of generally of reassurance, and we need each other to go through difficult moments. Now, this being said, going back to the goblin, I think there's a goblin in every family, and that people sometimes, are stressed about the holidays, and 1 out of 10 Canadian feels lonely all year round. And during the holidays, this is exacerbated. And it's a real issue. So, when half of the population tells you that they feel anxious and depressed when the holidays are coming, there's a message there that is pretty clear and that we should really talk about and address.
Absolutely.
And it is exacerbated this time of year. We have the Christmas movies, we have social media, everything telling us how our holidays should look and feel. And that is so tough when you don't feel like that deep down. So how should we manage our expectations to avoid making comparisons?
I love that question because it reminds me of the culture that we live in, where we're constantly being bombarded with images of comparison and trying to be people physically, mentally that we're not. Yeah. And that's living a lie. And when we as people are living a lie, our mental health takes a toll. So when it comes to the holidays, speak yourself the truth. Pick and choose. If your tradition makes you feel oppressed, it means that you need to make changes. So I would say, pick what you love about the holidays and push away what you don't, and take away the guilt, because that's one thing that we all carry so much, especially mothers who hold the emotional load of the family in our society and throughout the world pretty much. So much guilt, so much pressure. If you don't want to host a year, just say, and I've said that once, I said, you know what? Can I have a break? I'm like, this is tiring, and there's a lot of people coming over. But, depending on the group that you have at home, you can adjust and ask somebody to help you out and delegate. Yeah.
I think it's as mothers to tap into, really ask yourself, where am I at? What am I emotionally capable of right now? That's a big part. We also overindulge in many ways around this time of year. How can that impact our mental health, and which tips can help us avoid the overindulgence, whether that's in people, in food, in drink, whatever?
Well, I think that's the question that we should ask ourselves year round. At 47, the biggest life lesson I've learned is to slow down. And when it comes to overeating, overspending, overthinking, over drinking, when we slow down just a little bit, whether you're shopping, you're at the shopping mall, there's so much stuff going around, you get into a store, you didn't need anything, and finally you get out with 10 items. It's the same kind of control behavior and being really mindful of our own actions and our thoughts. So my real deep suggestion is slow down during this season. It's very hard because everybody's busy at work. We're getting ready for Christmas. Everybody's freaking out because they don't have their gifts or whatever it is. But if we slow down a little bit, can we maybe de-dramatize and take perspective that this is really about compassion, slowing down, taking care of ourselves through this break time. We actually have a break time. It shouldn't be so stressful during the holidays. So taking in what really feeds us in our minds and in our bodies.
And what advice, Sophie, do you have for people who may be feeling a little bit of anxiety about the gathering? I mean, this Christmas, because this is really the first Christmas without restrictions. It just dawned on me, even though life has mostly resumed back to normal over the last several months, it just dawned on me the other day that, oh, this Christmas actually we're back all together.
That's true. That's true. And I think there might be an excitement, concerning this because people are happy to get together. But we also have to remind ourselves that some family relationships are strained, and that just thinking about getting together for Christmas can be a source of anxiety. It shouldn't be this way. First of all, I think if we learn to speak our truth as family members with compassion and softness, you'll never get through anybody else's mind with negativity and accusations. It's just the brain doesn't work that way. So if you listen deeply and you have compassion, which are the qualities we should be celebrating over Christmas, I think we can help each other as families, not only diffuse any tensions, but also accept that if there are some strained relationships, during the celebration, you can take a little break. You can slow down again. If you get overwhelmed and you feel the anxiety rising, usually we feel it in our bodies, and we have signs that come up, retract a little bit. Go read a book or go, and I say that, and I just want to laugh because there's always somebody in the family who disappears and goes to read a book. I'm like, hey, where were you?
I have a question. I have to ask this question lastly. Is your husband a good gift giver? Like, I just want to know. I'm curious. Does he hit it out of the park with you every year? What do we think?
So, he's a husband. What are you talking about?
Well, you're not wrong. Okay, great. That makes me feel good that he's like the normal guy, right?
Okay, absolutely. He's way too busy to shop, so he needs guidance. Let's say that. Very open-hearted, open-minded, and generous, but needs guidance.
Needs guidance.
All men need guidance.
And Sophie,
I feel like that's true.
And Sophie, like everything, lowers her expectations a little bit, and then we're okay. And then we're all good.
I hope he's watching, though, because let's go. It's been a year. Let's go.
He's not watching. He's out working somewhere.
This is true. Okay.
Sophie, thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you.